Welcome back, everybody, to your daily news report on your first, second, and yes, now your third stimulus check update. The relief package, the CARES package, executive orders, EIDL, PPP 2.0. We talk it all here. It is the 10th of February. Happy Wednesday, everybody. It's a little bit after lunchtime on the East Coast. More details have surfaced on the latest stimulus package. As we get the details, we bring you the details so you don't miss out on what's going on with PPP, EIDL, third stimulus checks. Come on and get your news. Welcome back, everybody. I am Edward Bilder. To all my loyal subscribers out there, welcome back for another video. And if you're joining us for the first time today, welcome. Maybe give that old smash of that old like button down below. Do your part. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And join the others tracking PPP, EIDL, play-by-play on my Instagram. We're going to go over some detailed information here. Third stimulus checks, EIDL, PPP, all the updates are coming up. We got new text, new information on state and local funding, and we want to make sure you get all of the details. Before we get into it, if this video right here reaches 10,000 views, I am sending one lucky subscriber who comments down below a $100 stimulus check. And when I hit my 10,000th subscriber, I am sending out another $500 stimulus check to one lucky viewer who comments down below. Be a subscriber, comment down below. That's the only way to enter into my giveaways. I wish you all the best of luck. Let's get into the details. Okay, let's jump straight into the new text that was just released yesterday because it gives great insight as to how they're going to spend and divvy up the state and local funding. Now, this is $350 billion if you've been following my videos. The President Biden wants to see $350 billion go towards state and local. GOP wants to see zero. $0 go to state and local. That's probably why they didn't meet in the middle on that table, right? But this is designed, and it was released by the Oversight and Reform Committee. And this is designed to keep frontline workers safely on the job. I don't know. It kind of presents itself in that way, but then also offers a reason for them not to be on the job. I'll explain that in just a moment here, okay? But it says to keep frontline workers safely on the job. Does it talk about hazard pay? Not exactly, okay? It doesn't say that if you make, if you're a nurse out there and you make $60,000, maybe $80,000, that you're going to get a boost of $25,000 on top of that as like a free grant. It doesn't say anything like that, okay? But it does say, break this down for you just here. It does say 60% will go to states, 40% will go to local, 195 billion will go to the states, 130 will go to local. 20 billion will go to tribes, 4.5 billion will go to territories. And this is the part right here where I said to keep frontline workers safely on the job. Who are the frontline workers? Federal, right? Postal workers, right? Those are frontline workers. Nurses, firefighters, police, right? All of you, right? But you're also still part of the federal programs, right? Okay, so they are offering emergency leave, $570 million, emergency leave for up to 600 hours, okay? Now there's a little caveat here. You have to use up all of your current leave in order to be eligible for the 600 hours leave. So that means exhaust your vacation time, exhaust all the rest of your leave. 600 hours will be applied after that. Now, who's eligible for that 600 hours of leave in the federal and postal workers? That is for anybody taking care of children if you're in a virtual world, right? You're at home schooling, or you're taking care of adult dependents, self-care at home, or if your daycare closed due to, or if you are ill due to the virus, right? This is practically providing 15 weeks of full-time coverage at 40 hours a week, 600 hours. That's pretty wild. It's pretty wild when you think about it. And then at the bottom here, they say 100 million or so, okay? $100 million or so will be spent to audit this whole process, right? To make sure that the state and local funding is actually using it accordingly, right? And not using it to bail out pensions, which is where the GOP sits. Now, $100 million? I mean, you could certainly put $100 million somewhere else versus auditing this process. I think that's a little crazy. But that's neither here nor there. Now, the state and local funding will be available until it's expended. That's to replace lost revenue, delayed or decreased revenue, etc., etc., etc. I'm going to talk about this here in just a little bit, how this kind of sucks. Okay, we're going to get into why this is difficult for small business owners, sole proprietors, and gig economy. It's not going to be as clean for us to receive funding, right? The federal funding programs are pretty easy. The state and local fundings are pretty tough. We're going to get into that right now. Okay, so let me give you my perspective a little bit on state and local funding as to why this may prove to be complicated for gig economy, gig workers, small business owners. And while it seems like it's being targeted and sent in the right direction, it may actually prove to be rather difficult to gain access to these funds. The federal programs made it simple, basically portrayed the picture. If you're in the gig economy, sole proprietors, small business owners, boom, you're eligible for these two big programs, EIDL and PPP programs for small business loans, small business grants, and forgivable money, basically free money. Now that it's being pushed towards the states, okay, it's going to become much harder to gain access to those funds. What I mean by that is each state will have a different program. Each state will have some kind of unique flair to how they're doing it. So it's going to cause much more delays. From the moment the money gets released from the federal government and reaches the state and local governments, much time will pass, okay? Much time. And they will get to choose how they spend it. Maybe they'll spend it on rental assistance. Maybe they'll spend it on helping out landlords. Maybe they'll spend it on local infrastructure, Main Street programs, parks and recreations, things that you have to actually go out and bid a job for. So if you're maybe a contractor, this may benefit you. If you're out there trying to build up your community, this may benefit you. But you may have to bid into these things in order to see any funds or any benefit from this program. Now, they may do small business grants. They did small business grants at the end of the CARES Act. They opened up, small bursts of it, okay? Basically, they said, a state would say, and I'll just take Pennsylvania, for example, because I got to track it. Pennsylvania said, all right, I'm going to open up X million dollars. Maybe it was $20 million. Maybe it was $30 million. I'm going to open up $30 million. I'm going to open up applications on our portal for a matter of 2 months. People are going to apply for it. We're going to allocate funds. If there's money left over, we're going to close that portal down, process all of those applications. And if there's money left over in 2 weeks or so, maybe a month later, we'll reopen that portal and start sending more money. It was done as a more of a drawn sort of system, right? We had this much money. We drew out a bunch of it. We gave it to all the applicants. We closed it. We had leftover. We did it again, right? And then when it all ended, when it all closed out, if there was money left over, I have no idea where it went. I'll be honest with you, no idea where it went. In some cases, there was several millions of dollars left over, and it could have been pushed into other state and local programs, and I lost track of it at that point. So it creates a very difficult moment for a gig worker like yourself, if you're watching this video, or a sole proprietor, or some kind of independent contractor out there. It's going to make it extremely difficult for you to prove to the state that your small business, you driving your vehicle, or you owning a B&B, or managing a B&B, or whatever it is you're doing. If you're Instacart, if you're a Lyft driver, Uber driver, it's going to be very difficult for you to prove to the state, hey, I have this small business, I drive my car, and I need funds, I need a grant, help me, please. Okay? They will be more likely to say, oh, you're on the verge of being kicked out of your apartment or your home. Okay, we'll send you some money for rent. Okay, but I don't see them helping small business owners that are in the gig economy or sole proprietors in the gig economy world. It's going to be very difficult to gain access to funds. My perspective, I hope I'm wrong, but that is my perspective. And on a deeper look, everybody's asking about the $15 an hour, okay? Just over the weekend and yesterday, President Biden met with all of these big-time CEOs. We're talking like Lowe's, we're talking Gap, we're talking Walmart, we're talking big corporations, okay? Big corporations who employ thousands, millions of people on minimum wage, okay? Let's just be clear. Walmart, mostly everybody at Walmart works for minimum wage, okay? So, what did this appear to be? What was the outcome of this meeting? Why did all these people meet? It seemed like it was a ploy to talk them out of the $15 an hour increase on a federal level. Now, they kind of shifted it and said, why don't you focus on educating people, increasing their skills? This way they would be able to earn a higher income, or focus on infrastructure, focus on healthcare, focus on anything other than raising the federal limit to minimum wage limit to $15 an hour over the next 4 years up to 2025. All right. Now, there is one man with his finger on the button who can squash this whole thing. Joe Manchin. All right. He's got the power right now. He's a Democrat in the Senate, and he could single-handedly hit the button and said, shut down this whole bill. Kill it. Right. Poison pill. $15 an hour is in there, and this is a poison pill. Boom. Nail it. Kill it. Now, let's take a look at his position just for a minute, okay? He is proposing in his state Their current minimum wage is at $8 an hour. He's actually proposing to take a separate stance to increase that state to $11 an hour, not necessarily $15 an hour, but $11 an hour. So, will there be a middle ground here? Will Joe Manchin say, let's not kill the whole bill, but maybe a middle ground might be $11 an hour? Because, it's kind of like a feeler. He's out there saying, well, I'm going to make my state go to $11 an hour. So, what do you think of that? Right? What do other states think of that? Should we then take the federal and raise it to $11 an hour? Seems like it might be a feeler, right? Now, many are saying that this will kind of generate a transition. I'm not sure what that transition would look like, but I'm not sure that I would be willing to pay, $10 for a loaf of bread, especially if you're unemployed, right? The minute you go into unemployment, you drop off that cliff, right? You drop off a ledge. They would have to raise other programs out there to keep up with this minimum wage increase. If minimum wage goes up, all of the state programs out there who offer unemployment, that would also have to rise. Because if you lose your job, how are you going to be able to afford keeping up with everybody out there who makes $15 an hour? It would be nearly impossible. You would see increases across the board on many things. Restaurants will start to increase their rates on meals. You'll see things kind of go up and up and up and up and up and up as the economy kind of shifts and climbs up. And being in that poverty level will be much scarier, is my perspective. It'll be much scarier because if you have no $15 an hour, that's pretty scary stuff. It'd be hard to go out and get yourself a loaf of bread. Okay, we're going to switch topics over to EIDL and PPP updates. Now, I'm going to have a full expanded video on this later today. So all of my loyal subscribers, check back. We're going to go into much greater detail on EIDL and PPP. But I wanted to make this announcement right away because language also came out on the grant program for EIDL. And I'm telling you, I've been saying it from the beginning. Check this video right here. The word targeted came out of President Biden's mouth and everybody else's mouth since then on. Pelosi says targeted. Everybody says targeted, okay? And it just sends chills down my back. And here's why. Are you ready? They're going to have targeted advanced grants in the new program. Remember I said this is like $10 billion is being reserved for small businesses for maybe targeted advanced grants. And they talked about $40 billion as well, $50 billion into small businesses, right? But $10 billion was being pushed towards EIDL. Maybe that other $40 billion will go towards loans, EIDL loans, non-forgivable now. But here's the chills. Are you ready? $5,000. Ah, gosh. Targeted advanced grants for $5,000. Not $10,000, $5,000. Cut in half, right? And I've been saying this. They keep backing off, sending funding right to a focused. They want to be focused. They want to be targeted. They want to say, I want to get the money to these groups of individuals. But boom, they're cutting you guys in half completely on everything. Unbelievable. So what does this mean? They also have this version where it says 5,000 plus. What does the plus mean? We don't have a clue yet, okay? We're digging into this language much more. It's pretty complex, pretty large portion of the bill, and we're going to get into that. Exactly what the plus means, we'll have an update for you here later today. Now, check out my other videos. I'm believing that the targeted zones will be the same, so check on these videos right here. It talks about how and why and what you would take to be eligible to be in a targeted zone, so go check that video out right there. PPP, everybody waiting around for updates on PPP. No mention yet, okay? They have not yet mentioned Paycheck Protection Program to be included in this bill. So, congratulations if you got on the ball, okay? Congratulations to everybody out there who got on the ball, and they're getting their draws number 2 and their draw number 1. Remember, those programs end on March 31st. You have to get your application in 5 to 10 days in advance. I would almost say 15 days to advance. The way that the process is going today, 15 days in advance before that 31st, maybe on the 15th or 16th of March, make sure your application is in for either draw 1 or draw 2, all right? Because you don't want to miss this opportunity. It could be up to like $29,000 of forgivable free money. Check out my videos here on all the PPP eligibilities. I've got tons of videos out there. Just type in Ask Builder, PPP. You'll get the gist of it. But you could follow these links right here. If you do happen to be a lucky one who's getting some of these funds, it might be a great time to start investing. Check out M1 Finance and check out Webull. M1 Finance, if you deposit $100, it's still your money. They want to give you a $30 sign-on bonus. So you put $100 there and suddenly it turns into $130 and you can invest in any way you choose. Webull, they want to give you 4 free stocks valued up to about $3,000. The promotion won't last forever. You get 2 free stocks the moment you sign up, and then 2 free stocks when you deposit $100. That's where the big stocks come in. So make sure you take it all the way to the level of dropping that $100 in, and you get to keep that 100 too, and just start investing, and they give you more stocks. The first time I did it, okay, this is pretty cool. The first time I did it, I actually gained stocks worth up to about $120. So my $100 turned into $220 pretty instantaneously. So awesome stuff. I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you all for joining me for another video here today. Remember to do your part. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Go ahead and smash that like button. Turn it blue, all right? And the only way to get notified on my next video is to hit the notification button. There is no other way of finding out when my next video comes out unless you strike that notification button. Join the $800 tracking PPP play-by-play, EIDL play-by-play, and rental assistance by state play-by-play on my Instagram. You can find it in the description. Stay away from all those other clowns, clones, jokers trying to steal your money in all of the comments. I'm very disappointed with YouTube for not blocking this or doing a better job. I keep deleting. I deleted probably 400 so far just today of all the clowns trying to steal your money. All right, that's all I'm going to say about it. I thank you all again, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.